Welcome to Crypto Channel Direct. Now today we have an AMA with Santiago Sabater, the CEO of DeFiChain Accelerator, a decentralized proof-of-stake blockchain created as a fork of the Bitcoin to enable advanced DeFi applications. Now, while most chains may offer some sort of DeFi capabilities, DeFiChain is different in that it is a blockchain dedicated to fast, intelligent, and transparent decentralized financial services accessible by everyone. Today, we're going to learn more about DeFiChain Accelerator with Santiago and understand what having a chain dedicated to DeFi can mean for users wanting to get into the world of decentralized finance. Welcome, Santiago. It really is a pleasure having you with us today.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
Santiago, I want to start by asking you to just tell me a little bit more about DeFiChain.
Very good question. DeFiChain is a blockchain dedicated to decentralized finance. So it's all about bringing more finance capabilities to a blockchain than just sending and holding a specific coin and just using like more than digital gold. And when it comes to DeFiChain is a fork of the Bitcoin blockchain. So it's basically a copy and tries to bring all those DeFi capabilities to Bitcoin itself by doing this in this direction. So we're talking about sort of sidechain or layer that some people interpret this in this way, that we want to bring all those DeFi applications and capabilities to the Bitcoin ecosystem with DeFiChain.
Yeah, and I've seen that you've actually made a chain dedicated directly for DeFi services. What advantages do you think that this has over using, for example, Ethereum or others?
Exactly. So nowadays, when you interact with DeFi applications on other blockchains, many of those applications are always built on specific protocols, which are always dedicated to one specific use. For example, on Ethereum, you can go to make a DAO to get a decentralized loan, or you can use another protocol to do liquidity mining, or you can go for staking. And on DeFiChain, the way how all those DeFi applications are implemented, this is completely differently. This is a native way to implement all those DeFi applications, and then you just don't hop from every protocol to protocol. You have everything in one place, and you can just get started with everything natively from your wallet. So this is the user perspective from it, and also from the technical side, there's some really crucial difference when it comes to Ethereum and DeFiChain. Just laying on the technical foundation, the differences between Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Right. So what kind of things can I actually do on the DeFi chain, and how are these better than, for example, other DeFi services on broad blockchains with multiple users?
So on DeFiChain, there are several DeFi applications you can use right now. First, the two most common applications are staking and liquidity mining. Staking is that you are a part of the consensus mechanism, so you can earn DFI rewards by participating in that. This is basic comparison to mining on Bitcoin. It's just a different mechanism. Liquidity mining is that you can participate, providing liquidity to a decentralized exchange. So you can start changing all those different assets completely decentralized. And what is really special about DeFiChain is that DeFiChain enables decentralized tokenized assets. That means that you can trade stocks, precious metals, commodities, and all those kinds of real-world assets that we import to the blockchain. So we mirror those prices in a specific price range, and then people can just start and trade all those assets fully decentralized. And this is pretty cool because we also grant a lot of access to people that don't have this, and people also are free from limitations of their brokers.
So Santiago, how have you actually seen the DeFi space grow? And also, how does DeFiChain fit into the direction that this sector is moving towards?
This is a really interesting question. When it comes to DeFi and the DeFi segment within the whole blockchain industry, we see most of the growth happening on the Ethereum blockchain. So DeFiChain tries to bring all this DeFi growth also to Bitcoin by building all of that on the side of Bitcoin. And when it comes to Bitcoin, Bitcoin is really secure. The Bitcoin community doesn't really want to make a lot of changes on the Bitcoin blockchain itself, because it also includes a lot of risk to implement smart contracts capabilities and all this stuff to Bitcoin itself. And Bitcoin is really hard to update. So when it comes to DeFiChain tries to be a fork of Bitcoin, mimicking all the principles of Bitcoin and the design decisions of Bitcoin, but being a dedicated blockchain on the Bitcoin ecosystem that allows the Bitcoin community also to use the smart contracts capabilities and also like the additional functionality you can get when you implement those. And this is actually really, really interesting because DeFiChain is going into this direction to allowing people not only on Ethereum, but also on the blockchain ecosystem, on the Bitcoin ecosystem side, to go into decentralized finance.
Right, and are there any major updates or launches that we could maybe perhaps expect from DeFiChain in the coming few months that you can share with us?
Yeah, so when it comes to DeFiChain, we recently had a really big update where we introduced all those decentralized assets to DeFiChain. And with that, we also have like new assets listed every 4 weeks. So every 4 weeks, there are new stock tokens or any other kinds of tradable assets newly listed on DeFiChain. But in addition to that, we also have the futures and option trading coming up. So on DeFiChain, you will be able to fully decentralized leverage option and futures trading. And there's already a glimpse out there that you can do some focus on DeFiChain, but this will be in a professional way more implemented into UX, into the whole ecosystem. And this will be really, really exciting.
So Santiago, if people want to learn more about how to get going with this, can you tell me a little bit more?
Yeah, this is really interesting. So when it comes to starting with a new blockchain, and there's definitely a lot to learn when it comes to DeFiChain. Maybe you're not familiar with staking, liquidity mining, what is a decentralized exchange, and all of that. It's really good, really good to connect with the community. So you can connect on Reddit, on Telegram, on Twitter with the people, and they will help you out. When it comes to getting in touch with getting your hands on DeFi, you can buy DeFi on KuCoin. There's another exchange called DFX you can use when you're based in Europe. And there's also one company which is called Cake DeFi, which makes this whole onboarding into the ecosystem really, really easy. So if you want to get started, this is like the first destination you want to have a look on.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Santiago. Pleasure speaking with you today on the show.
Thank you very much.
So if you'd like to learn more about DeFiChain, click the link below and stay tuned for our show coming up this Friday at 8 o'clock CET time. We really do love to get your comments and thoughts, so do like and subscribe by hitting the button below, and I'll be back next week with the news that you need to know. Until then, I'm Claire Ross Brown. See you next time.